And we've got a Britain's mirror. That's probably not what we were hoping for, but it'll do. So Yo over on the right hand side, Britain's, and Goku on the left hand side, Britain's. Let's have a look at the maps. You can see that Yo, pretty good wood lines, especially this back one, because this forward one can obviously be fired over by Britain's crossbows pretty easily. Gold pretty easy to take. Issue is that it's at the bottom of a hill, which has been a theme for Yo today. Basically all of his golds have been at the bottom of hills on nearly every map. Second gold towards the back of the map, but it's not very defensible. And then his third gold way out here. So, or maybe it's this one actually. So not the best of both stones forward. In fact, this is a pretty bad map for Yo, I would say actually. The only redeeming factor is back berries and back wood. I wouldn't like to be playing this map against a Britain's player. I mean, he can at least like TC his stone, and if he was really ambitious in terms of map control out here and TC there, but everything's just so exposed for him. Goku's got the same situation with his main gold to the bottom of a hill and thrust out towards the middle of the map. But I'd say these golden stones are nicer just because you can wall off. These walls are pretty OP actually. Makes such a nice back area to boom up in. But his third gold is forward. But main stone's pretty nice. So I think Goku's got a better deal of this actually. Main gold is an issue. We saw in the last game that he has the temptation if he goes and takes his back gold, then he forgets about his main gold. I hope he doesn't do that again. But yeah, both players have some exposed resources, and in a Britain's war, as I was mentioning earlier in the Britons versus Celts match, that's obviously pretty dangerous because those Britain's crossbows have such ridiculous range that they can just harass your resources from miles away, and it's hard to just stop them from picking off villages here and there. I guess we're going to see both players doing a drush. I see 4 on wood for Yo, 4 on wood for Goku. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Unless a forward comes in, then I think we'll just see drush. And then maybe drush into archer flush, or maybe drush into more of a slightly fast castle and get the crossbows as quickly as possible. The issue with trying to do drush flush against another Britain's player is if that player does get castle age, then suddenly and they have got archers then that become crossbows with an extra range, then suddenly your feudal army is just so weak by comparison with the range disadvantage. So the safer play would be more to aim for a drush into getting crossbows quickly than hanging around in the feudal age too long, I should think. I don't think either player would necessarily be looking at a forward on this, and as Milmano loves to point out, forwarding a Britain's player can be hard because their archer ranges work faster. So they just get those skirms out pretty quick.
Yay.
Not seeing any boar steals coming in. This is actually the 4th game now, and I don't think I've seen a boar steal attempted any of the games, which is kind of refreshing. Like, I was actually thinking to myself before the games even started today, like, Yo does steal boars sometimes, but it's not like something that you see him prioritizing. It's not first in his agenda. And I don't really know if Goku lanes that much, but I don't think he does. And it's kind of nice to see 2 players not really looking for that, to do that all the time. It can be exciting, it can be fun, and it can change the dynamic of a game. But it's also a big difference. Like if you steal a ball from a player who doesn't have deer, then the difference is enormous. You can see that both players on this map, deer is kind of hard to take, like they're pushable but quite far away. You're not really going to mill those either, so. Okay, we're about the time when we would expect to be seeing barracks coming up sooner rather than later, but yep, drush for Goku, barracks going to mine 10 gold. What's Yo doing? Yo is not putting down a barracks at this point. Not putting down a barracks. Hasn't taken 10 gold. So, and he's doing loom, so he's going to go up. Is he going to do scouts? Is he actually going to do scouts as Britons? That could be pretty interesting. Like, Goku's map is decent for doing scouts against, because like he can hit the gold and then he can run around and hit the wood, which is quite far from the TC. He could also do forward, but he's making a second lumber camp, so it's going to be scouts. I'm pretty sure it's going to be scouts anyway. Let's see. Could be proven wrong. But yeah, more traditional like scouts into perhaps archers play would be interesting to see as Britons. Meanwhile, Goku is doing that. Those militia. Not heading out yet though. So if they do arrive, they're going to be kind of late, I think. Going to run into... No, just about avoids the sight of the wolves as they go past. But yeah, Goku is doing more of a Drush Flush build because he's gone up. In fact, he could even go for Man at Arms because he's going to be going up to Feudal Age. But yeah, as I was saying, kind of risky perhaps to hand at the start to hang around in Feudal Age if the other player gets the Castle Age quickly. But both players doing something that isn't going to be seeing them get to the Feudal Age to the Castle Age quickly. So I think Drush Flush from Goku can pay off. I'm just going to be interested to see if he gets the Man at Arms upgrade. He kind of sees that he can't do anything with them at the moment, but he can set. Okay, Yo actually doing an archery range to defend against the incoming militia who could well turn into Man at Arms. I am skeptical as to whether that was actually his intention all along. I really don't think it was. Because he never mined gold, and so he can't tell me that he went up just to do skirmishes. So I think he's basically seen what Goku's doing and quit out of scouts and decided to do archery ranges instead, because he probably thinks that Goku was either doing Drush Flush or Man at Arms Flush. And we can see that Goku did add a 4th militia and is getting Man at Arms upgrade, coming forward with an archery range, 3 villages. Like, he could tower this wood down. This would be a perfect tower. I wonder if he's going to do it. He's actually going to do it, but it's kind of a weird spot. But he could. The nice thing about that is it can be walled in really easily, I guess. Yo going to gold now to try and get some archers out on the field. But it's kind of tough to see if archers would be the best thing, because you know, if Goku's going to add skirmishers and a tower here and there, then archers can't really do that. Like, defend against that so well. See what Yo's been producing in those ranges. Skirmishers for now. Maybe he's just going to do skirmishers and send a few villas to gold to start getting some gold in the bank as well, get fletching, and then with an eye on the 200 gold that he'll need later on. But no, he's sending more villages over here, so he's going to be doing archers as well. Probably will try and defend at home with skirmishers and then raid with archers perhaps. So I feel like the archer will be much more useful in an attacking sense than in a defensive sense. Yo, housed, and this when you're defending against a forward and you're trying to produce army, and never a great time to get housed, and look, he's having to panic build the house with 3 villages. Is Goku on stone? That's what yeah, he's on stone with 4 villages, so he can deny this gold. I mean, the positioning of the tower from Yo, like Goku can put a tower here and just take away the gold. There are quite a lot of skirms there now. But they can just keep falling back to the tower against the Man at Arms, so I think Goku could be kind of hard pressed to get this tower up. Yeah, I need to just slow the game down a little bit. It's sometimes Age of Empires, when you're spectating, it gets desynced a little bit and starts speeding up and pushing against the host time, and that's what's happening. So I just need to get this more than a minute and a half behind the host time, and then we won't have this slightly laggy game. There we go. But yeah, I don't know if Goku's going to be able to get that extra tower up that he wants. Nothing else at home for him for now. Yo getting fletching now and starting to add in archers, which will mean he can think about attacking as well as just defending, because for now it seems like his skirms can handle the defense. I love Yo's house positioning here because it's just extra line of sight on his gold, so he knows that if Goku's going to come and try and build a tower here. Like, houses are something every player needs, unless you're Huns, of course, so they can be such useful things to defend your base and to get line of sight, so it's, you know, it's always good to think critically about where you can best place a house, provided you don't need to like panic build it right now, as long as you're planning ahead. I think that's the last man at arms gone down for Goku now. They didn't do a terrible amount of damage, but what they did do was kind of solidify his hold in the base in order to get this tower up. The shape of this forest is quite nice for that single lumber camp, allowing him to get so many around. Goku's still wandering around with these villagers, wondering where he can place a tower, and probably trying to just escape the attention of those skirmishers. Doing an extra archery range at home because he's going to need 2 archery ranges to compete in military terms with Yo now. Those villagers just going to jump in that tower for a moment, try and escape the affections of all those archers and skirmishers of Yo. And Yo obviously has the military advantage now, which is why Goku is looking to tower up at home and make his gold safe. I'm not sure I like the tower. I'd rather see it here, because it's just a bit far back from the gold, like especially later on in the game when like Bodkin and the +1 range from Ains comes in. Like, Britons can just sit on this hill and just snipe all of the villagers off that gold without the towers touching them. Wheelbarrow coming in for Yo. Food count's still quite low. Goku right on the edge of resources. And he's 2 villagers behind for now, and he's continuing to mine a ton of stone. He's actually got 360 in the bank. And obviously he wants to drop more towers, which he's now doing, but that villager's gonna die. Surely. Yeah, it dies. I just think like 4 villagers on stone for Goku when his economy's not in the best shape anyway is a real big investment. Getting that quick walk, because those archers and skirmishers would have thought nothing of going through there, and they're actually just going to walk through anyway, are they? Goku's not garrisoning his TC fast enough. He could have got 2 or 3 kills there actually. So Goku's brought enough army here now to actually get that second tower up. It's not going to do too much apart from deny a couple of farms, but what it does is solidify his hold in the base, kind of set up some presence outside the archery ranges, allow him to start shooting there. But meanwhile Yo is in on the gold of Goku, and there are no villagers there under that tower, so it can't be garrisoned, and Goku's gold village is running away looking like he's robbed a bank. I think this is a pause. Yeah, Goku's kind of all in here with towers. 500 stone in the bank, not mining gold. Economy, okay, his farms and woods economy's kind of okay, but it's on the whole his economy's a little bit of a shambles. Like it's feudal, almost feudal or nothing for him. Whereas I think Yo is kind of still producing, still looking to attack, but definitely got half an eye on kind of going up in a few minutes time. Of course, if Goku's able to apply enough pressure, then Yo will have to abort those plans to fight back for now. But this is going to be such a nice trap for Goku's units. Trapped in by so many skirmishes on both sides here and here, and this could just be the end of Goku, I'm afraid, because he's never going Castle Age in this game and he's just lost his entire army. Oh my god, it's a great move by Yo. See Goku on 5 military now and 5 villages behind. Yo with 25 military. And right now, what does Goku do? He's got no army. Got no resources pretty much, or didn't have when last time we looked yet. Still got no resources. And the answer is tower everything at home, which I guess works, because he did have that stone in the bank that he was saving for a rainy day and to do towers at Yo's base. He's actually denying quite a lot of farmland now with these towers, and he'll be able to get up 1 or 2 more, but they're not really doing any kind of devastating damage to Yo, just more just being annoying. So we see 2 towers on wood, 1 tower here to farms. Still don't like that tower in the gold. Surprised he hasn't done another one there.
Ready.
It's an interesting place to be getting stone, but as we can see, like, Yo just can't actually mine these 2 stones right now. That was the good thing about Goku's push. It's actually one of the archer ranges as well, which could help to bring him back. But nonetheless, like, economy difference is enormous. Goku 100 food, 44 wood, 14 gold. Yo with 900 gold in the bank. I said this every single time he gets pressured in the game. He just floats gold. So that's three games out of 4 today. Like, Goku's pressured him, and then he's ended up with like 1,000 gold in the bank in Feudal Age. I'm surprised Yo hasn't paid Goku a visit at his base actually. I mean, he's gonna find there are towers everywhere more or less, but hasn't really tried to do any raiding, just kind of kept his army fairly close at hand. I think he probably realises that his economy is doing okay and Goku committed a lot to this forward, and it'll probably be ahead. So he's not like over committing, but he is going to move in on that gold now for the first time. Just as Goku sends a ton more villagers there, that's just psychic. Psychic. Unfortunately, he doesn't pick off a villager and just loses an archer in return. And Goku basically has to keep control of that gold and stop the archers running underneath and standing underneath. So that's why he's building those houses there. But Yo's gonna go knights. Gonna go knights to try and finish this off. As we saw in the previous game, like, this works so well in a similar situation for Goku. And yeah, knights with ideally +2 armor can just run under these towers and just take away Goku's ability to gather wood at all. These towers really nothing more than nuisance value for Yo now. Really, they're just not really bothering him. He is seeing that he can't hit Goku because of the number of towers, but when he gets up to the castle age, gets knights, I almost feel like a forward siege workshop straight away. Handful of +1, ideally +2 knights, and he can just push in so easily off this hill. Goku is clicking to the castle age, but Yo's already there. The knights are already pumping. No armor for now, and but even so, like, 2 knights will probably kill all of this, as long as he doesn't just get shot by the archers whilst killing the skirmishers. But Goku even trying to split his army and try and make away with one group of units, but not really happening for him. Crossbows over here, killing 1 villager on the farm, denying the stone. And this is looking pretty much like no way back for Goku now to me. I mean, I don't like calling early GGs because, and I've seen people in chats lately saying like, oh, casters call GG too early sometimes, but it's kind of like the same as the last game where the hole that the one player was in was just insurmountable. Because the thing is, as I mentioned when Goku was playing Britons earlier, like you can attack and you can drop a TC and boom as well because the TC is so cheap. And he's already ahead by 9 villagers, and he's got knights on the field versus well, not a lot at this point. Knights and a whole bunch of crossbows. And now Mangonel, that siege workshop did get completed. Kind of annoying that Goku walled up all his stuff here, but he's got a siege workshop. He can get a ram out or a Mangonel and just start getting rid of that. I think Yo needs to bring a villager with him to help repair this Mangonel whilst he's taking out the tower, which he's now doing. That's a university. Oh, this one crossbow here, that's just so annoying. It's firing over the forest with 8 rage and just denying access to half the tree line there. We've got 2 Mangonels now. Goku's actually going to go pikeman? Spearman for now, so only 1 barracks I think, so can't do the pikeman upgrade. Might actually pick off a Mangonel there, which is going to slow down the push, but Yo's getting another one. He's actually got crossbows coming out of that range, but getting shot at by the Mangonel, and the other one survives as well, just about. Can't be repaired though, because that villager died. And actually the range of that tower, the downhill actually taking down a second Mangonel. But even so, like, what does Goku do? GG. There's nothing he can do. He's got next to no army. His eco at home is a mess, constantly being harassed by crossbows. And I think that's a case of just like forward just backfiring for Goku, and then he kind of continued to commit to it. He stayed on stone for ages and really wanted to get up towers that weren't doing too much for him because, you know, 1 or 2 farms. It's not worth having 4 villagers forward building towers and 4 villagers at home mining stone to just take away 2 farms. And then Yo just goes up with better economy, does knights and siege, and game over. Pretty standard. So we're going to see a 5th game. Back to the Hun Wars, which of course, who won the first game? Was it Goku? Yeah, it was Goku indeed. So see if he can repeat that feat and take out Yo. The nice thing for Yo here is that, like, he's, even if he loses 3-2, he's picked up 2 points now, and of course every point counts in this group round robin group stage. Like, if he'd have lost 3-0, that would have kind of put him back down amongst the pack and meant that perhaps like Fire could finish above him in this group, for example. But like, picking up 2 points means at least 2 and possibly 3 means I think he'll still be ahead of Fire in the brackets in the group